welcome back to the Clickty Klack Podcast. And I know I missed you guys so much, I promise. And I know y'all missed me, but here we are. Now, episode 15. So, today we will be discussing why does society make it hard for men to enjoy manicures and pedicures? Like, why is that? Like, I came across a lot of men. They have no problem with pedicures and manicures. But the last thing they say is, I don't want no polish. You don't have to get polish. You couldn't get a manicure and pedicure without no polish. You feel me? Lord Jesus. So, this topic sits at the intersection of self-care, gender expectations, and cultural conditioning. Why is it uncomfortable for many men to openly enjoy something as simple as a manicure or pedicure? Why is that? And today, we will be discussing this topic. On the surface, nail care is about hygiene, relaxation, and health. Yet socially, it has been coded as feminine. Many men enjoy their experience privately or hesitate to go at all because of stigma. So today, we're unpacking where the stigma comes from, why it persists, and why it's slowly changing. Okay? Nail care is actually a basic hygiene. First, let's ground this conversation in reality, okay? Manicures and pedicures are not inherently feminine activities. They are forms of grooming and body maintenance, okay? A manicure or pedicure typically involves nail trimming, cuticle care, skin exfoliation, massage, hydration, foot health maintenance. From a wellness perspective, these are services that help with preventing ingrown nails, improving circulation, removing dead skin, maintaining clean, healthy nails. Okay? Historically, grooming has existed across all genders. Okay? Back in Rome days, if you know history, the men groomed better than the women did. You feel me? Check this out. In fact, in several ancient cultures, men were the primary participants in nail grooming rituals. Told you. The idea that nail care belongs exclusively to women is relatively modern. This is a Western civilization culture that says that. How gender norms shape grooming. The stigma around men getting manicures largely comes from gender norms created in the 20th century, okay? As beauty industries expand, marketing began dividing products and services into masculine and feminine categories. Beauty salons, cosmetic, and nail services were heavily marketed to women. Over time, these spaces became socially coded as female environments, okay? Meanwhile, traditional masculinity in many cultures were emphasized. Toughness, emotional restraint, minimal focus on appearance, avoidance of anything perceived as feminine. Because manicures and pedicures was associated with beauty, pampering, men were taught that participating in these services could challenge their masculinity. Who the heck came up with that? This created a social message that said real men should not care about their nails. But that message was never based on biology or health. It was based on social storytelling. Moving on. The fear of social judgment. Another reason why men hesitate to enjoy nail care is social surveillance. They looking. They worry about people worried about them. People often worry about how others will interpret their behavior. Men may fear being labeled as less masculine, vain, weak, or having their sexuality questioned. Even though these assumptions are all dated, they still influence behavior. This is why some men enjoy nail care, might go with a partner, choose very private salons, avoid polish, even if they like it, or just skip the service entirely. The pressure is it necessarily internal, as often about avoiding judgment from peers. Now moving on, emotional and cultural conditioning. Y'all ready? From childhood, many boys receive subtle messages about what they are allowed to enjoy. Girls are often encouraged to explore beauty, self-care rituals, spa experience, creative expression through appearance. Boys, on the other hand, are frequently directed toward activities associated with strength, competition, practicality. This conditioning shapes comfort level layers in life, okay? So when a man walking into a nail salon for the first time, he might feel like he's entering a space that society told him he ain't supposed to be in. That's crazy, ain't it? Crazy. But that discomfort is learned. It's not natural. The quiet reality, many men already do it. Despite the stigma, many men already get manicures and pedicures. Common groups include, listen to this, y'all, athletes, musicians, actors, business professionals, construction workers, and military personnel. Look at that. And those are mostly men jobs. In fact, athletes often rely on foot care to prevent injuries. If you work with your hands, this may benefit greatly. Cuticle care, callus removal, hydration treatments. Once men experience their relaxation and physical benefits, men realize that the service is simply good body maintenance. Moving on. The cultural shift happening now. The good news is that this stigma is slowly fading, okay? Over the past decade, grooming culture has expanded for men. We've seen the rise of men's skincare. Ooh, I had to get that. Men's skincare, barbershop spa treatments, male-focused grooming brands, and nail art experimentation and fashion. Public figures in music, sports, and entertainment have also normalized nail care for men by openly wearing nail polish and embracing grooming. These shifts are helping redefine masculinity to include self-care without shame. The psychology of touch and relaxation. Another aspect people rarely discuss is the therapeutic nature of nail services. Manicures and pedicures involves slowed, repetitive touch. We activate the body's parasympathetic nervous system. This is the system responsible for relaxation and recovery. Benefits may include reduced stress, lower muscle tension, improve circulation, sensory grounding. For men who rarely experience notary forms of touch in everyday life, these services can be actually deep calming. Yeah, social stigma has prevented men from accessing this relaxation. Now we move on to reframing nail care. Ultimately, manicures and pedicures are not about gender, okay? I would service men and women. I tell you that all the time. They are about hygiene, skin care, nail health, relaxation, and human comfort. If we remove the social labels, nail care simply becomes another form of body maintenance, no different than getting a haircut or a massage. The growing shift in culture suggests that future generations may see nail care as not masculine or feminine, but as self-care. The discomfort men sometimes feel about manicures and pedicures isn't about service itself. It's about centuries of social messaging about what men are allowed to enjoy. But as conversations around masculinity evolve, more people are realizing that self-care doesn't threaten identity, but it supports health and well-being. And sometimes something as simple as sitting down for a pedicure can quietly change and challenge outdated ideas about gender. That's all, folks. I hope y'all enjoy this because, listen, I don't know who, like I said, it just, you can't be yourself nowadays. You can't be yourself, okay? You can't be yourself, all right, at all. You can't. Ooh, sorry, my eyes itching. Like my son has a habit of getting dirt under his nails. Like even he take a shower, like he might scratch his head and it has dirt. And I be in like panic mode because I'm like, your nails are dirty. He be like, I'll wash my hands. Listen, I ain't trying to hear that. So lately, he been letting me cut his nails and I clean them. And like last night, I cut his nails, I cleaned them, I buffed him, I shaped him, I cut his cuticles, and I put cuticle oil on it. And he was looking like, man, my hands feel a lot better. Yeah, like, you don't have to get polish on your nails. I didn't put no polish on there, but when I say his cuticles was like screaming, and my clients already know that how I feel about cuticles. But listen, men, do not let society change your outlook on health and self-care, okay? Please don't. But as always, I'm glad I'm back, guys. It's been a month, but hey, I had some stuff to handle, and I had people who had needed me, you feel me? So I had to step and do other that, but I'm back. And you already know, this is Clickty Klack, and I hope to see you back.